first things first, how are you?
Pretty good.
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm alright, thank you. Well, before we delve into the new record, I want to go quickly back to the previous one. Having made this record, how do you look back at the previous one, at your debut record?
I think we all obviously really like our debut and are proud of it. I think that it's, it's obviously a different snapshot of a different time and like a few years ago, and I think that, sound-wise even the recorded version of those songs has changed and shaped into different, slightly differently when we've played it live for 2 years. So, yeah, no, it's great. I think it's like everything we release, we like it. Otherwise, it wouldn't be out in the world. So, yeah, I think we.
Yeah, I think when I listen to it, which is quite rare, but when I listen to it, I hear people figuring out how to make a record, but also a certain vulnerability and a bit more of a DIY thing about it that I still really like, and I think even at the time we were saying it's what you can work really hard on something and for a really long time, but ultimately you can't really escape the fact that it's just a document of you at a certain time, and that obviously you're going to evolve from it, and that perfection isn't something that you can really attain ever. You kind of need to learn how to let things go.
Is that a difficult thing to learn? To let?
Definitely, yeah. I think it's a real life lesson and something that takes a long time to learn. I don't think we're even, or I'll just speak personally, I don't think I'm there yet. So.
No, I don't think we ever. I think there's a time where you have to let something go, because if not, you'd be working on it for the next 50 years or something. There has to be a time where you have to say, okay, this is what this is now, and stop working on it. But it's often very hard to do that, because you keep trying to look for the perfect thing and make the masterpiece or whatever, and actually what's a good thing is to let something go and let it be what it is, and then move on and try and make something better. But I think we'll always be striving for that until we die, is to make something better than the last thing we made, kind of thing.
And then, like you say, then in the live show it kind of develops the songs and they change?
I think so. Just from playing those songs many times, each recording of it was a particular version of the song, and the more you play it, the more different it's going to become, in a way, sonically, more than the parts changing. But also just from an acoustic point of view, the bigger the space, the louder you naturally want to play. So as we've been lucky to play a lot of venues that are somehow got a little bigger with time, I think that our sound has got a little bigger in a way, more dynamic, maybe a little more loud when it comes to playing some loud parts on the record, and quieter, as quiet as not playing the song sometimes. But yeah.
Silence.
Yeah, exactly.
Awkward silences.
But yeah.
Maybe.
But yeah, it's.
In that sense, then, is it born out of necessity that you play to the room that you're in a way?
No, I wouldn't say so. Okay. But it's been really nice, and something we've really, I think, grown to like. The idea of playing these songs to people. Yeah. But I'd say that it's more of making the music is more of a selfish experience, and very much where we're in our own bubble, and we sort of think about what we want to achieve more than what do we want to communicate to other people. What's been amazing is that a lot of people have related to Elena's lyrics and have taken something from it, and that's something, again, that connection and has been really amazing for us from a live perspective.
And with this in mind, and the debut album did well, so did it make making this record, the new record, easier?
And make it easier that the first one did well? No, I think we would have still, made. I think the whole kind of making of the second record, we tried to really not think about what we had done before, and what, in terms of like the external view of our music, to not think about that and just to kind of do what we wanted to do and make what we wanted to make. So I think, in terms of the way we were working and the process that we had, I think it would be the same as if the first album hadn't done well. The only thing obviously is like, there's so many factors, there's so many like, well, if this didn't happen, this wouldn't happen. So I mean, maybe in terms of like the sounds that have changed, in terms of maybe the writing process and us being kind of on the road for such a long time and playing live so much, maybe if we hadn't played live for those 2 years, things would have been different. I don't know, you can't really say, can you, because you just don't know, but like, it's been really lucky that, well, our first album was people's, hopefully, I think they did like it, some people, and it's, it's great. But I think in terms of what we are doing, it was very much it's a personal kind of creativity in terms of channeling something like that's in us. So
yeah, that's really where the pressure comes from as well, is just us intending to create something that the three of us are happy and satisfied with.
But beforehand, and you don't know what this will be?
Before
starting on the album, because you
it wasn't. Yeah, we didn't really have like necessarily like a plan in mind. It wasn't, there wasn't like a big statement or something that was going to be made. It was more like we basically, as the touring was sort of becoming, more sparse, we rented a studio, like a little room, and we just set ourselves up in there, and we started just experimenting with ideas. But it was quite a blank canvas in the sense that there wasn't a bunch of ideas that had been gathered throughout the 3 years of touring we had been doing. And then progressively things got figured out, but there was a lot of failed experimentation to start with. And the 10 songs that make Not to Disappear are only part of a body of work that happened during that period.
Can you take me to these failed experiments, and what kind of did you try to accomplish, or what?
There was just some.
No. I don't think we try to accomplish anything. I think it was just, If You Leave was very much a kind of sum up of how we felt in 2012, really. And in a similar way, Not to Disappear is kind of taking the experience of making the first record, then touring, and then again how we felt in 2014, which is when the kind of demo started. But like anything, you some ideas will work, some ideas won't, and sometimes it's kind of, you try to make an album that is going to be, working as a whole, and some songs might work, and those might be the failed experiment in a way. But when you try to put them on the record with 9 other songs, or for us we made a 10-song album, so 9 other songs, it might not work, and then you replace it by another one which works better with the other.
What was the first song then that ended up on Not to Disappear that kind of had you thinking, okay, now we're moving in the right direction?
New Ways. Oh,
yeah.
Hello. Same view.
I'll let you explain.
No, it's fine. No, it was just that. I was just shouting a song title.
Yeah, I think New Ways was the first track we worked on. We're like, this could be the first track of the record, and it ended up being the first track, which is quite cool. And it was just we felt like we were tapping into something that felt right and that felt inspiring for what was to come for the rest of the songs, and just the mixture between electronic and live instruments, and sort of thematically what Elena was singing about, and
it was also the first song that really felt like it became a whole thing. I think that we'd done we'd gone away and done each individually like a lot of ideas, and then sort of brought them together, and that was really the first one where there was this kind of excitement of like, oh, okay, so this is an actual thing that sounds good as a demo. Like, I think it kind of all came together, which was great. I think that was the first initial thing of like, okay, so this is, you know, kind of almost a first impression of where we think we might be going. But then obviously knowing that we have a lot of different instrumentation that we can explore if we want to. So, but it was, yeah, that was kind of, I guess, the first in the studio moment where we were like, ooh, what's going on here then?